Hey everybody, here with a response for G's Mikey. He brought back a contest that he did last year, which he calls the Clemente Award contest. And basically he just wants you to show 5 players of 5 different nationalities. And this year I went with a bit of a theme, like I chose only kind of under the radar players or forgotten players. Maybe some players that some of you never even heard of. So let's start out with my nationality, representing Puerto Rico. I went with Jose Molina, who I call the forgotten Molina brother. Obviously, everybody knows Yadier Molina. By far, he's become the best out of all of them. And early on, there was Benji Molina, who was a really good catcher with the Angels and some other teams. But along the way, there was always Jose. He was on those early 2000s Angels teams. I think he got a ring in 2002 when they won, even though he didn't play that much that year. And then he got another ring in 2009 with the Yankees as their backup catcher. And had a nice long career, played for like over a decade, mostly as a backup. But just goes to show you, you don't have to be like a mega star to have a nice long MLB career. So just wanted to show a little love to the forgotten Molina brother.
Dumped in front of the plate, going to be a tough play. Oh, Molina made it beautifully.
And Ibanez checked his swing out at first is Ward.
For 7 lifetime off Greg. Pick, throw down to first, in time to get him! Clutch play by Jose Molina.
There goes Jones. Ball is inside. Jones stopped at first base. There goes Hayward. Strikes called. Throw to second. Good tag. Hayward is gunned down with a strong throw from Molina.
Next, representing Dominican Republic. And for Dominican Republic, obviously, there's a ton of guys to choose from. But I was just looking through my cards and saw this card and thought this guy would be a good representative for DR in this video. And it's Jose Lima, aka Lima Time. Now this guy was not a great pitcher at all. Had a under 500 career record, high ERA, gave up a ton of home runs. But the thing about him is he was really entertaining. Like, he'd get a big out, he'd be dancing on the mound. He was always dancing in the dugout. Always had something interesting to say in the post-game interviews. He was the type of guy, like, if he's going up against your team, you hate his guts and you want him to get his ass kicked. But there were times where I watched him playing against other teams and I kind of got it. I was like, you know what, this guy's kind of entertaining. He's good for the game. And passed away, unfortunately. Passed away kind of young. I read it was like in his late 30s or something. But yeah, it's a shame because he would have been a great analyst right now, like on MLB Network or maybe one of the Spanish stations. But yeah, another kind of forgotten guy, so wanted to shed some light on Jose Lima.
This guy is as animated as they come. And he is very animated out on that mound.
Next one, representing Panama, I went with Carlos Lee, who they called El Caballo, the horse. Not sure how he got that nickname. Maybe there's a personal story behind that, but I always thought that was a pretty cool nickname. And very underrated player. Over 350 career home runs, over 2,000 career hits. Not a Hall of Famer, but I think some people get so wrapped up in the Hall of Fame thing, like to the point where some people, they only show respect to Hall of Fame players, but the history of baseball doesn't just consist of Hall of Fame players. Like, there were plenty of really good players that just weren't quite good enough to be Hall of Famers, but they still deserve to be remembered and talked about, and Carlos Lee is definitely one of those guys, so wanted to represent him.
Into center field, looping in for a single in front of Hairston. Third hit of the inning, and that is number 2,000 for El Caballo. A milestone hit.
Way to go, Carlos.
Now on this next one, I'm going to cheat a little bit because I'm going to count 2 players for 1 spot. So both these guys are going to count as my number 4 spot. But wanted to show these because both these guys represent India, which I don't think will be very well represented in this contest. So it's Rinku Singh and Dinesh Patel. They actually had a Disney movie made about their story. It's called $1 Million Arm. And Modern Vintage Collector did a video about it a while back. I'll leave a link to that. But yeah, neither one of them ever made it to the big leagues, but again, just wanted to have them represented in this video. So Rinku Singh and Dinesh Patel, you're in there.
Of all the rookies in baseball, none has taken a more improbable journey than Rinku Singh and Dinesh Patel. A year ago, they were javelin throwers in their native India and knew nothing of the American pastime. And when the young men came to Los Angeles for a crash course in baseball, they didn't get it either. Incredibly,
you got a 91 out of that?
they did it. And if their presence at spring training seems a bit like a novelty act, their work ethic has quickly impressed.
Stay inside. Good.
And I saved Mikey's heritage for last, representing Mexico. I chose Giovanni Gallardo. Really cool card in his WBC uniform. Honestly, I only chose him because I really like this card. Really like this set, this WBC Topps Tribute set. I buy the autographs from it whenever I can find them at a reasonable price. I have a few other ones. But he was a decent prospect in the Brewers farm system. I remember when he was coming up, he was one of their top prospects. Didn't live up to the top prospect hype, but had a few decent seasons. Had 121 career wins, which again is respectable. Shows some longevity. So there you go, Mikey, representing your homeland, Giovanni Gallardo.
He's also the best defensive third baseman in the league, but he strikes out here. Very much in that rebuild mode. There's a swing and a miss. Garcia strikes out.
0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out.
On base percentage, which is obviously important now, and this is giving guy a walk. Giovanni's one of his starting pitches.
Strikes out the side to the fourth inning.
Kind of left the setup on the outside part of the plate. Ground ball back to Gallardo. He throws to Elvis Andrus for one. Over to Ronald Guzman for two.
Simmons hits this one right back up the middle. Knocked down by Gallardo, and he'll flip it to first.
So here are my 5, technically 6, but we'll call it 5. So thanks to Mikey for running this. Been enjoying all the responses. Hope you bring this back every year, Mikey. And for anyone that's been considering doing this and hasn't done it yet, let me tell you, this is as easy a response as you'll ever have to do. Anybody can look through a stack of 50 to 100 comments, and you're going to find at least 5 players of different nationalities. So hope to see a few more responses before it's over. And I'll talk to you guys again next time.